Choices, chances, dreams and goals. Many mixed emotions in my heart and soul. For some I made a plan and did the best I can. If God wills, things can happen. After all, I'm just a man. Choices, chances, dreams and goals. Many mixed emotions in my heart and soul. For some I made a plan and did the best I can. If God wills, things can happen. After all, I'm just a man.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters everywhere in the world. Welcome to a new episode of Life Choices. With you is Ahmed Fayyad, and I'll be the host for Life Choices today. Life Choices is taking a new trend, a new vision, a new style in the episode and in the topics itself. We'll be speaking of planning for your life, how to strategize, how to plan for your life, and how to manage this plan. For the next 4 or 3 episodes, we'll be speaking about strategic planning for individuals, how to plan your life and how to manage this plan for great success. And then we'll be speaking more about your finances, your personal finance, your personal economics. This will be later in new episodes later on, and this will be the new vision for Life Choices. And before we start, we'll take the chance and welcome our wonderful guests. So we'll start with you.
My name is Mohammed Magdi. I'm a graduate from the BUE,
All right.
computer science, but I'm not a computer scientist.
All right.
And I work as a sound engineer.
Sound engineer, great.
That's it, probably it.
Honored to have you in Life Choices, Mohammed. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Ahmed Mansour. I graduated from Al-Azhar University,
Great.
Faculty of Languages and Translation.
Mhm.
I work as a translator and interpreter as well.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Nice having you.
Thank you very
So,
much.
still?
Firstly, hello. I'm really happy to be with you in this wonderful program.
Mhm.
I'm Ahmed, and I'm an ESL teacher. I work as a teacher for Creative Training Center and for the Ministry of Youth.
Great, Minister of Youth. Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. That's good. Nice
Thank
having
you.
you in Life Choices.
Nice to see you.
So in today's discussion, we'll be working on an introduction for
Okay.
strategic planning. We'll not go into more details about strategic planning itself, but how to do it, what is the essence of a strategic planning, and how to use it as an individual. So when we speak about planning for your life, the word strategic planning is a bit,
Yeah.
it's a big word,
Complex, yeah.
strategic planning, come on man.
Yeah.
But what about planning for your life? When I tell you how you plan for your life, what comes in your head, in your mind?
Well, actually, it's really important to set up a plan for your life if you want to be successful. If you just decide to live randomly, to go on randomly in your life, it's you can't achieve what you want to achieve.
Good.
But sometimes it's difficult to set up a plan, especially when you live in such difficult circumstances. You feel that sometimes you are alone, and some people can't help.
Oh, wow.
It's a problematic point to speak about, actually.
Okay.
So that's my question. How can I set up a plan? How can I set up a plan which is long run plan or short run plan?
All right.
Yeah. So
Good. We'll
that's my
speak about
question
this.
to you.
We'll answer it. Don't worry. So, Mr. Mohammed.
Well, childhood has a huge role in your plan.
Childhood.
Yeah,
All
so
right. Good.
basically, parents,
Uh-huh.
they have a big role in the plan of their children, the
Mhm.
future plan.
Good.
But the children don't know it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So the parents should take care of this and put it in mind that they have to figure out how they want their child to become later on. Because, school, education, all that matters for the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the child doesn't know it. So the parents should take care of this. That's
All
one
right.
point.
So, you're meaning from the beginning?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm talking from the start.
Good. Very valid point. Thank you. Mr. Ahmed.
Yeah, for me, I really haven't thought about it.
Okay.
When I think back to it, it's really difficult because sometimes you have lots of things to do,
Mhm.
and you're not focused, or you're not concentrated on a specific area or something you want to do or you want to achieve.
Okay.
So you have many things in your mind,
Mhm.
and you cannot come up with some plans to achieve any of them.
Okay.
So really, I would like to know more how to organize
Mhm.
those things into and put them in motion
Good.
and to get effective.
Sure. You know, when we speak about for this in terms of strategic planning, because your question is a bit similar to his question. So, for everyone in the world, when we speak about planning, you plan every day, but sometimes you don't know, you don't notice.
Really?
Since the moment you wake up and open your eyes and you start your day, you're already planning. You will go to work and you will take a break at this time. Maybe you have something after work. So thinking about this before you do it is the word planning.
Right.
So if we start again with your question, how do I plan for your life,
Yes.
for my life? So first you have to set a goal. Where am I going to be? Where do I want to be? So here, this is the start. Because if you don't know where you want to be, after what time, you have to be time framed.
Exactly.
So you will not know, even if you arrived already there, you will not know that you already arrived.
Sure.
So it has to be a goal. This
Yeah.
is in the beginning.
Great.
And then, how to manage this? So it has to be some actions you need to do.
Okay.
And here is the great challenge. Because when you set actions, you have to commit to
Right.
achieving these actions. And this is the challenge. So this will be what we were speaking about in tonight's episode. And would be happy to share your calls on the telephones displayed on the screen and have your thoughts, questions with you. So it will be great to have you in interference. So again, backing to your questions and how to do this, which is the implementation. Because if we just discuss how to do it or about the word strategic planning itself, we are not putting it into action.
Okay.
So our goal is to put it into action. First, we need to set a goal, right?
Yeah.
So how to set a goal?
You have to point out objectives.
Okay, fine. So if we take it for example, someone wants to be rich
Okay.
or want to have a certain academic degree, PhD for example.
You have to start from the beginning.
You have to start from the beginning. You mean in the childhood?
No,
as
no,
you
I
said?
mean, you can't be rich straight
Mhm.
away. You have to
Of
start
course.
step by step.
Exactly. So
Like, you
let's
can't get a
say-
PhD straight away. You have to get a first degree
Mhm.
from university, and then master's, and then PhD. And
Mhm.
Oh,
Very,
and
very
I
valid
just,
point,
I just
correct.
want to add something. To have a goal, it's not a process, you know. You just you want to achieve something simply because you have some information or something, you know. It's a kind of ambition. I need to be a doctor. I need to be rich. I need to be something.
Good.
So it's a kind of dream. It's not a
Yes.
process. So once you have your goal, then you
Mhm.
start. The process starts from planning.
Exactly. Setting the strategies, which
Yeah.
are the actions, what you are going to do in order to be a successful doctor, or you want to achieve your PhD within a certain age, before you turn 40, for example, or you want to be a doctor.
Yeah.
So this is the goal. I want to be a doctor. So you have to check your capabilities, because sometimes now, for example, I'm 30 years old.
Inshallah.
And I'm working on the business and strategies and economics. This is my field since 10 years ago and more.
Mm.
So I cannot tell now I want to be a doctor,
Mm.
human doctor. So it's not realistic.
It has to be rational.
Rational and realistic.
Yeah.
So you can say this while you're in secondary school, for example.
Great.
You're not graduated yet, so you have to join the medical school first, and this is the first step on your way to be a doctor.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So it has to be realistic. For example, you want to have a PhD, because this is a common example everyone can do, and in his or her field.
Yeah.
You can have a PhD in medicine or in business, whatever.
Right.
So let's take the example of you want to achieve a PhD. So what you need to do. Now you set the goal.
Mhm.
I want to have a PhD.
All right.
I mean, the next step for me would be you have to work for it. I mean, you
Mhm.
start preparing for the courses you want to take,
Good.
the college you want to enroll
Perfect.
yourself in, and then take the procedures and
Mhm.
follow the path.
Perfecto.
Mm.
This is very, very valid point, and you already put it into organized steps, how you're
Really?
going to do this. Yes. You know, it comes by nature.
Okay.
So in order to know more about this, and we'll have, we'll have a very nice report that we'd like to share with you. We'll have it now, and then we'll get back to you with the report. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome back, and would like to have you on the calls, on the numbers displayed on the screen, and have your calls in the program. So getting back, after watching the report, and you saw someone is running and these words about it. So what do you think about it, Mr. Muhammad?
I think to achieve something, you have to work for it.
Perfect.
If you stop, it's always your choice and your responsibility. So you're the only one who can push yourself towards your goals, and no one else can do that. So if you're not going to do it yourself, no one's going to do it for you.
Yes, correct.
That's why he was running. So if he stops, that's it. No, he's not going to reach his goal.
It will be his choice to stop or continue, right? Yes. Thank you so much. So, Mr. Ahmed.
I think from the report that it says you have your ability within you, and you can coordinate it, and you can make it happen.
Good.
So I'm really touched by Never Give Up.
Yeah, me too. By the way, yes.
Yeah, Never Give Up.
Good. Thank you so much for your comments.
What appeared at the end of the report, set, pursue, and reach your goals.
Good.
So it summarizes the whole process. That firstly you have to set your goal, then you pursue, and finally you reach it. But if you're still pursuing, if you're still trying and following your goal, of course you will do it at the end.
Yeah.
But your goal, it's your goal that helps you to achieve your goals. That you have to think about your main goal is to be close to God, to be close to Allah. Whenever you succeed or you feel that you are close to Allah, of course, the Almighty will help you to achieve your goals. No matter whether difficult or easy, finally you will reach and you'll achieve your goal.
That's totally correct. And when I saw it and the word "never give up," there's when someone is running. Because running, especially because I used to run really, because when you run, you really have a destination to reach. You want to reach this point after certain miles or meters, whatever your capability to run.
Right.
So this is your goal. You want to reach this, and sometimes you're really, really tired of jogging, and you feel that your heartbeat is,
so
and
fast.
it's painful here, but you need to reach it.
Right.
So, and never give up, because if you already stopped, you will not burn the calories you want to burn. And this is, here comes your comment. It's your choice to stop or continue.
Right.
So this comes with, it's all about you. It's your choice.
True.
So you set a plan already. And this is something we'll be speaking it practically, so the next episode, next week, inshallah.
Okay.
So let's say that you made a plan. But lots of people, they made the plan, and unfortunately it turns to be ink on paper.
Yeah.
So here is the greatest challenge.
Yeah.
It's about you. Because you are the one who will run this strategy, who will run the implementation, not anyone else. So here comes your comment. It will be your choice.
Right.
So back again to your comment, when you said about it's in the beginning, by childhood, so it will be the role of the mother and the father, the parents, in order to plant it in their sons or daughters from the beginning. It comes by ambitious. If you are ambitious or you have a goal, this is ambition.
Right.
When you set a goal, your ambition to achieve it, to achieve your PhD, to achieve a certain position in work. And it always time framed. It has to be time framed.
Yes.
Because if you said, I want to have my PhD, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a businessman, I want to open my company, I want to be rich. Fine. When?
Yeah.
So you will not live all your life trying to reach achieving the PhD.
Right.
It has to be within a certain time frame before you turn the age 35 or 40, for example. So it has to be time frame. And this will be discussed in the details, in more details, the next episodes. So today we're just having a discussion with you and with our audience about the topic itself. It will be an introduction about how to implement this to your life and the technicalities and how to do it step by step. This will be discussed in the following episodes. So when we speak about strategic planning, and we had some of your questions, so what could be the difficulties for strategic planning?
I mean, sometimes you come up with something and you want to do it for real and you want to make it happen, but you really don't know how to plan it wisely.
Good.
And then you just run things haphazardly or randomly and hoping someday it might happen. I think for myself, I really suffer that.
We all did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't put much think into it, like how to plan wisely and to be really within the time framework and so that. So
Good.
this is, I think for me, it's my biggest obstacle. I think so.
You know, it's you reminded me of something that's really, really great, because I suffered a lot before.
Really?
Yeah. Before I reach the stage that I'm in now, I really suffered a lot. But you know,
So this means there
means
is still hope for me.
still hope for everyone.
You have to suffer
Yeah.
to be successful, by the way.
Thank you so
You have
much.
to
Yes,
suffer.
you have to suffer. You know, suffering makes you tough.
Right.
It's like running, when we saw in the report. So this guy, for example, he runs in order to be more fit, as his body, more athletic.
Right.
He really suffers a lot, right? But in
Exactly.
order to reach a certain goal, to be more athletic, more healthy,
Right.
right? So I heard about a very, very good saying by a great businessman. He said that when you try to achieve your goal, he started his life from scratch, by the way. He
Nice.
said that when you convince yourself that you will not be able to achieve your goal, it will be that something bad in your mind tells you that you will not be able,
Okay.
while you have examples in real life. People, lots of people in the world of business and sometimes in the world of religious, doctors, etc., they made themselves from scratch.
Right.
And we have a great example about this, Steve Jobs, for example,
Right. True.
Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Many people, they made it from scratch, and it was really, really, really tough. And it will be tough for you.
Right.
It depends on your goal. And this is something for our audience too. If your goal is tough, your journey will be tough.
Yes.
If your
Thank you for
goal
this.
is soft, your journey will be soft.
Great.
So here it's the balance.
Right.
So you set already a tough goal. So be prepared for a tough journey.
Yes.
And by the way, I really love tough journeys because it makes you strong.
So do I, by the way.
Sorry?
So do I.
So do you?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll know by the episode. So the greatest challenge about what you said, some people when they start to strategize or put plans for their lives, they start to make dreams, not realistics. So I want to be a Steve Jobs. I want to be Bill Gates. I want to be, because these days the world is it turned into the money language. I want to be that, I want to be that. They are not seeking the values of the person. They are seeking what this person achieved.
Right.
Being famous, being very rich,
Yeah.
owner of some company like Microsoft or Apple,
Yes.
right? Not
Right.
about the values of the person. So they set it into dreams. So what made Steve Jobs to be Steve Jobs?
An idea.
An idea. Thank you. And what else? Persistence.
Persistence.
Steve Jobs made revolution in the world of business.
Right.
He made theories that they teach these days in one of the top universities in the world, like Harvard, etc.
Right.
Because he believed in his idea.
Yeah.
And this is something that's really, really, it is the critical key. And this for everyone watching us here. It's all about you, and to what degree do you really believe that you can achieve your goal? Is it just a plan? Yes, I'm happy because I'm planning and I'm putting my dreams on papers and I'm writing. Or you really have it in your heart. It has to come from here. You believe in it. If you have it here, you will have it in real.
Great. Well, so speaking about my problems,
Sure.
I have a couple of problems. Let me start with the first one. I'll come
Sure.
to the second later. Firstly, yes, it's great to have a goal to follow, to try to achieve. But sometimes, you have overcrowdedness of goals. You have more than 2 or 3 goals. and you know you are just in. There's a kind of confusion that I just need to do this right now. I just to do this right now.
Good.
So you feel that you're confused. The process of planning it's pretty difficult because when there are more than one goal, there's more than one goal. You find that a bit difficult to think about which one to achieve first. But because it's impossible to do everything at the same time, because you know jack of all trades is master of none. So that's the point. How can, when I have more than one goal, how can I organize them? How can I make a plan?
Yeah. So it comes here with the planning and prioritizing. So you have to prioritize your goals.
Yeah.
Let's give you an example of one of my friends, and he was asking my advice about this. He has some goals in his life. He wants to achieve a certain position in his work, and he wants to have a certain academic degree, and wants to get married.
Yeah.
So he has these 3 goals, and he doesn't know what to focus and what to start about.
Yeah.
So I see that the gift from God that we can do lots of things in parallel.
Okay.
Some we cannot, but the majority we can do in
But
parallel.
hold on, this is very important for me. So what did he choose first?
He chose the academic degree first.
And how about marriage?
Marriage already took the second or third priority.
Great.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. And by the way, this was my advice for him.
Okay.
Because,
Very good.
yes, maybe some of my brothers and sisters doesn't like this, but, you know, it's something for the rest of your life. My mindset is to plan well, prepare yourself well, then you will live your life well. Right?
Yeah.
So, let's assume that he got married, and after a while, he might have kids, right?
Okay.
Will he be able to prepare for an academic degree?
No, this is the fourth impossibility.
That would be difficult.
Good. Sure, by turn, he will not be able to achieve the position he desired in work.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Good. So his financial and economic situation will be decreased steps back due to more responsibilities, more economic trends are rising the bar,
Yeah.
and more kids, so he needs more expenses.
Right.
Yeah.
So he has to have a flow of cash to cover this.
Of course.
How to have this?
Of course.
By his job, or if he's a businessman, by his business.
Right.
Right? So marriage will be at this time a curse.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
it's a gift from God, but
But
you have
sometimes-
to set its time. It's
Yeah.
right time.
Yeah.
So he take my advice, and by the way, now he has 2 kids, has twins.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hamza and Malik,
MashaAllah.
and he's really happy in his life. He got his academic degree,
Great.
and he didn't get promoted yet, but it's in the pipeline.
MashaAllah.
Oh, good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if I may ask,
Sure.
how old was he at that time?
He was 28.
28.
Yeah.
When he got
Uh,
married?
Yeah,
Or
when he
got
was
his PhD
speaking to
or
me,
his
he got
academic
married.
degree?
No, it was the discussion. He was around 28,
Mhm.
I think. Yeah, 27, 28, and he got married a couple of years later after he got his academic degree.
Pretty good.
He started to get the procedures of marriage, etc.
Yeah.
He got married, and as I heard from him, that his promotion it's in the pipeline after he
MashaAllah.
got the academic degree,
Great.
because he has, after achieving the degree, to pass around 1 year or 1 year and a half of practical experience after the degree in order to get promoted.
Speaking of age, sometimes when you really set your mind on a goal and you want to achieve it, this age thing keeps coming back at your mind, and you want to achieve it so swiftly, and there's no time, man. How can I do that? And then this lets you down, and then you just lift it all over. You don't
Yes.
do anything.
I have an experience with this.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's true. Because, when it comes about age, you say that I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, many goals
Yeah.
while you're very young.
Right.
I want by age of 25 to be a manager, for example. You like the theme of the manager.
Exactly.
The car, the suit, the power
Right.
he or she has in work, right?
Right.
But this really destroys your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to make it flexible.
Okay.
And sometimes you need to consider the risk.
Yeah.
What about, for example, the economic crisis happened in 2008?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
This is a risk.
Mm-hmm.
What about revolution in some country?
Right.
This is a risk,
Right.
an external risk.
Right.
But sometimes it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So your plan should be flexible in order to maneuver.
Right.
And you set your mental readiness
Mm-hmm.
to accept this risk that will put you a couple of years back.
Mm-hmm.
So you achieve a certain goal by age of 28.
Right.
Be mentally prepared. You might do it at 30.
Mm.
And I've had experience with this. He was a colleague and friend at the same time.
Okay.
So he achieved a wonderful position by
Nice.
age of 30, 31, as I remember,
Okay.
when he got hired for this position. At
Mhm.
this age, I was 26, 27. I looked at him and I was really, how did he do this, man? It's difficult.
Yeah.
And I kept my mind by asking myself, how did he do it? How did he do it? How did he do it?
Mm.
But not thinking about plans and implementation. How can I do this?
Yeah. Right.
Like what he did.
Yes.
And when I woke up on this truth, I started to put my steps. Now he and I are close friends,
Mm-hmm.
and I reached very, very close to his position,
Okay.
while I'm younger a year than he achieved.
Nice.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, he was 30 or 31, and I'm 30 now, and I'm very, very, very close
Okay.
to
MashaAllah.
his position. So it will be the same as his age when he achieved it, or a bit earlier. So by all means, to me, it's great,
Yeah. Right.
right?
Yeah, and I've got something to say about this.
Sure.
Now, right now, I discovered that it's ridiculous.
Mhm. Sure.
Just a month ago, or a couple of months ago,
Mhm.
a friend of mine, we were speaking about, your goals and what do you want to do.
Mhm.
I told him it was me. Yeah,
Okay.
Yes, I don't have to lie or to conceal the truth.
Come on.
I told him I just want to do everything.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm seeking an academic degree,
Mhm.
and for marriage, of course.
Okay.
Everything. I told them I just want to do everything before the age of 30. But later I discovered how ridiculous it was,
Mhm.
because yes, it's if you are in another country, it would be, if you were in another country, it would be easy. But
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here in some place,
Mhm.
some country,
Okay.
even if it's available in another place, it may not be available here. So
Mhm.
you don't have to be hasty because this is out of recklessness and
Yeah,
hastiness. Yes. So that was something I
But you know that
I discover right now that it was ridiculous.
Mhm. I agree and disagree in some points of what you said.
Yeah.
So I'll come with you with the with answer to what you said and my opinion in it. But this is after we go for a short break, so please stay with us. I will be back shortly.
Our God is the greatest, the one and only glory to Him. He wanted humans to be the best and give His best religion to them. Allah, our God is the greatest, the one and only glory to Him. He wanted humans.
Al-Imam al-Nawawi, may Allah have mercy on him, have indeed did a great and a tremendous job in compiling some of the most beautiful ahadith and relevant ayat in one of his marvelous works, which is known as Riyadus Salihin, or Gardens of the Pious.
One and only glory.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us all amongst the dwellers of Gardens of the Pious. Jannat al-Na'im. Allahumma ameen.
Wanting humans to be the best and give His best religion to them. Rasulullah, Habib Allah. Allah, our God is the greatest. The one and only glory to Him.
لبيك اللهم لبيك
لبيك اللهم لبيك
لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك
لا شريك لك
إن الحمد والنعمة لك
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك. This is the slogan of Hajj. Did you know that those who are making their way and those who are about to go or those who already did are responding to a call that was made by one person almost 50,000 years ago? Ibrahim alayhi salam, yes, Allah had chosen him. Allah had chosen him, honored him, but He tested him first before He given him that honor. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the mother of Musa alayhi salam, throw your baby in the sea, in the river at the time, and we will bring him back to you as a messenger. You will find out as we go through the story of Hajj, the story of Ibrahim and his family, that he relied a lot on his dua, but once his needs are exhausting. Look at him. He made this dua, Hasbi Allahu wa ni'mal wakeel. Allah is all sufficient for me.
اللهم لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك
لا شريك لك لبيك
إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك
So, assalamu alaikum, welcome back again after the break, and we would be happy to receive your calls on the numbers displayed on the screen. So, we were speaking about how to plan your life as an introduction for this episode, and we were generally speaking how to set your goals and how to achieve it. So, we had the point of view of our brother Ahmed. So, you said you need to do lots of things before the age of 30.
No, actually, it's not lots. Everything.
Everything. So not just the lots of things. So I used to be having these thoughts, but you know, after turning the 30th, sometimes you have to face the truth that some of your goals you missed to achieve.
Yeah.
But you need to focus on the major. So you have to prioritize your goals into major and minor.
Right.
Sometimes the people of finance and statistics, they call it weight.
Okay.
They give it a number. So for example, if it is 5, it is on high weight, so it is highly important.
Mhm.
If it is 4, 3, and etc.
And I think when you said you wanted to do everything before the age of 30, when you reach the age of 30, you'll realize that you accepted everything you've achieved, and obviously you're going to want more, but not before 30. I mean, when you reach the age of 30, you're going to accept what you achieved.
Yes.
So acceptance is really important.
You mean your goals? There will be no other goals.
No, there will be.
Yeah.
But on the long run, you'll be like, okay, so when I'm 40, I want to achieve this. You might achieve less or more.
Yeah.
And you'll still you have to accept it. Because if you don't accept it, well, what are you going to do?
Yes.
Just going to keep it in yourself, you know?
Exactly. I see.
Also, what I think about it, you have to accept it, but accept on a certain measurement you already preset. So there is a minimum of minimum degree of excellence or achievement you already should have done. Because if you plan to achieve a certain thing and it's you achieved around 80%, so it's great. 80% is very nice, by the way. So, but if you achieved 60, no, there's a problem.
Yes.
So you have to accept it as a reality, but you need to know what made it to lose these 40% and try to amend it and amend it quickly in order to be able to catch it by age of 32, 33, etc. So age is always, for the young man, age is critical thing. I need to do this, before this age, This is very correct because this is the time frame we're speaking of.
Yeah.
But it has to be realistic.
Yeah.
So, our brother Ahmad, you want to achieve everything before 30. This will never happen.
Of course.
So, you have to prioritize your goals.
Yeah.
My personal experience, focus on your education and your profession.
Very good.
Because once you get these by age of 30, it will open you most of the doors with your social life when you have your marriage life one day, inshallah.
Sure.
So, myself, I see that the profession and education are the backbone, and this is
Right.
work. So, because you have a message on earth, by the way.
Yes.
Right.
So, now we are in life. Why God brought us to life? You have a message.
Exactly.
So, you have to know what are your unique capabilities that God gave you and work towards the message. And there's something that's very, very common for everyone on earth.
Right.
Message is to serve the message of Allah.
Yes, exactly.
This is the unique destination. This is the destination that everyone will reach. But you will reach it on your way,
Yeah.
and I'll reach it on another way.
Yes.
So we have a saying that we say here in Egypt that all the roads lead to Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will all reach Rome, or the message of Allah,
Yes.
but in different ways.
That's true.
So speaking about what I agreed and disagreed, when you say that you, in a certain country you can achieve and in a certain country you cannot, I agree and disagree. You can,
Where?
everywhere,
Okay.
but it will be harder and tougher,
Yes.
and will take longer and more effort.
Yeah.
So let's say that you're in the United States, mother of the world, and you received your education from Harvard. The probability to be a CEO in the age of 35 or 40 is much higher than someone living in a third world country,
Yeah. Of course.
right?
Yes.
But he might be a CEO. He can have a scholarship or work and have
But
a
it will
degree
take
from
longer.
Harvard. It will take longer. But at the end, he would achieve it.
Yes.
But longer, and sometimes it's not longer, same period,
But it's tougher.
tougher and much, much, much more effort.
Yes.
So this is why I agree and disagree.
Maybe more effort and less outcome. So what he gets in return is less than what the other person gets in the United States. So it's the same point. It's all about, now we're talking about financial problems.
Yeah.
This is a problem, when you're talking about problems,
Mm.
this is a problem as well. Financially and economically,
Mm-hmm.
the country itself is a problem.
Mhm.
Might be a problem.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Right. So I have another problem. That's the second one, actually.
Sure.
Yeah. Well,
Tell us.
sometimes you have the concept of self-underestimation.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So sometimes there's an example of an animal, the wolf.
Mhm.
The wolf is the strongest animal. It's a fact. It's a scientific fact. But he doesn't know this.
Mm. I
Once
heard
he
about
knows
it
this, he'll be
before.
the strongest.
Yeah. The fox
Um,
or the wolf?
And I know that it's the wolf.
The wolf?
Yeah.
All right. Mhm.
Okay. But he doesn't know this.
Okay.
Sometimes you're able. The people around you feel that you're able, and they're sure that you're able. The only one who doesn't know this fact is you.
Sure.
So how can you overcome this problem, self-underestimation? Because
Sure.
it's really, it's a problem. It's a kind of public problem.
Sure.
We as Arab people,
Mhm.
really, we underestimate ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I have this because this is linked to a question that you were asking me during the break.
Yeah.
But before we go to this question, you said something that I really, really admired, Muhammad,
Which was?
which was, so you said that sometimes you spend effort, but you don't have the outcome according to this effort.
Right.
So you accelerate, but the outcome is very, very low or less than you already accelerated.
Mm.
This comes because you need to work smart. Sometimes you work hard, but
Right.
not smart.
Mm.
It has to be both. Hard and smart.
Yes.
In the right direction, I mean. Sometimes I used, when I was in the age of 23, 24, I was obsessed by reading books and business books, etc. But it was, reading is the correct way. But the way I read it and the amount of books I had, etc., it was the wrong way.
How so?
Sorry?
How so?
Choosing not the right books.
Okay.
Taking so much time in order to understand every single detail in the book.
Okay.
So I worked hard. I read
Right.
many books,
Right.
but not smart. This I discovered later. So I was more into my practical experience, more articles, etc., and I increased already the amount of courses I received and certificates.
Mhm.
So, and I reduced the amount of literature, because I discovered, with all the due respect to many books, it has no link to reality. It tells you something that's great, but when you start to implement in real life,
Right.
it's different.
Okay.
Got it? So you have to
Yeah.
work smart.
True.
And thank you for this interference.
And this
So your
brings me
question.
to the
Mhm.
question that I was asking you. You said in your experience you had a friend and
Yeah.
a colleague and who surpassed you, and
Mhm.
well, you were actually younger than him, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
did achieve what he achieved in a smaller amount of time. I mean, how did you do that? I'd love to know.
Sure. First, that he was elder than me,
Okay.
4 years, I think. And I admired how did he get this huge position
Mhm.
in such age.
Right.
I was hoping to achieve such position at similar age, close, or same age. So I was admiring.
Right.
So how did I did this, and in link into underestimation, so because this is very close to this point,
Mhm.
I thought that I will never be able to do this. His specialization was in economics. He
Okay.
was an engineer,
Mhm.
and he was specialized in something called financial engineering, which is, we call it simply economics.
Okay.
So he was working in the field of the feasibility studies, the finance, how we make profit, will we make
Yeah, sure.
profits or not, etc.
Mm.
And he was a genius, and he is a genius. So I said to myself once that I will never be able to do this. I'm not graduated from finance, and I don't work in finance. At this time I was working in something called business development
Right.
and strategy. I don't work in finance. I don't know these calculations and mathematics and statistics like him.
Sure.
It will be so difficult. So this is underestimation that I did.
Yeah.
And it was a mistake. And I discovered that it was a mistake. And I started to dig and search hard and
Okay.
smart at the same time. What do I need to learn and know in order to possess the knowledge and science he had?
Okay. I mean, how did it come to you? Like, you stopped for a second and thought about it. I mean,
Mhm.
I really can do it. I mean,
Mhm.
how did that happen? I mean, it doesn't come overnight, right?
Sure.
I mean, I would like to know how this happened. I mean,
It happened when I already searched for a certain degree. It was a course, not
Okay.
a degree, it was a certificate. That I tried to achieve it and possess the certificate.
okay,
During the course, I started to know the knowledge.
okay,
So while the doctor and this doctor who taught me the certificate were friends now. He's like a role model. So while he was discussing, I started to pinch. Now this is like what my manager and friend said. This is how it's being done. This is the calculation. This is the formula.
Right.
This is how we use it.
So it's not difficult. You can
It was,
do it.
it was not difficult
Right.
at all.
Right.
Then I started, so this is the challenge, but
Okay.
I started to study because this is the challenge.
Right.
And how to implement it in real life. This was another challenge.
Okay.
So I did not underestimate, I searched how. When you feel underestimated, just search how to do it. Never tell yourself it's difficult or I cannot do it. Sometimes it's really hard, and I know it is hard. But if it is hard, the price will be really big. So search and dig, how can I do it? Set a plan. See what are the steps to be taken in order to achieve this. This is how you can achieve, without underestimating yourself and without just admiring someone saying that I cannot do like him.
Yeah.
All right, because I already was in this trap before.
Yeah.
So I
So-
just need to go to another point.
Mhm.
You know what? Man is born sociable. That you don't live alone.
Yeah, sure.
You're surrounded by people. You learn from them, and you do teach them.
Mhm.
But sometimes when you in the process of setting your plans, you count on people
Yeah, yeah, sure.
because you do need people to help you,
course.
to give you a helping hand.
Definitely.
Sometimes you find good people, sometimes bad people.
Mhm.
But it's not your choice. It's okay. You know this person in this in this specialization, and you have to count on them.
Yeah, yeah.
But you discover that they're not responsible.
Mhm.
They disregard your responsibilities. They disregard your interests. They disregard your ambition.
Mhm.
But it is a part of your plan that to count on this person or that one.
Sure. Mhm.
But now you are in a problem because
course.
You count on him to help you, and he doesn't do his rule.
Sure.
So how can you be flexible at this point?
So you said many things in this point.
Yeah.
So it has many variables. First, I'll take it for this episode with people. Everyone needs people.
Yeah.
Because people will help you. People will make you reach your goals.
Right.
So I had this in my life. I had people who taught me on the behavioral level,
Okay.
some on the technical level when I studied strategy, finance, economics, etc. So it was people. And most of them are my friends, and some of them are my mentors now.
Right.
So you need people. And my personal experience, when you meet bad people, you know what I did? In the beginning, I was sometimes afraid and sometimes I was angry. This was 6 years ago. Now, I learn from them.
Learned what?
Learn, sometimes you find something good in that person. Everyone on earth has something good, has a
Yeah.
skill. He's bad, but he has a skill. So take the opportunity and don't be blind by being angry at this person, but see the skill he or she has.
You know what? It's just it's a personal experience, by the way.
Mhm.
And right now, I'm not with that person now, and it's on my education.
Sure.
I counted on this person a lot
Mhm.
for a long time, but finally I discovered that it was my wrong choice from the very beginning.
Yeah.
But it's just God's wisdom.
Mhm.
It was my first choice,
Mhm.
but I had other choices. And we're speaking about life choices, that was the choice number one,
Mhm.
and it was plan number one,
Yeah.
plan A. Now I'm in plan B, and
Sure.
I started started this project with some other person,
Mhm.
and I hope it will be successful, inshallah.
Sure, inshallah, we hope you the best. But you see, this is the experience.
Right.
So it was a negative experience somehow, but it made you tough.
Yeah.
And it made you learn.
He put a point there. He said plan A and plan B.
Yes.
You always have to have a backup plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
Always.
This is why you say your plan should be flexible.
Right.
It cannot be tough.
Right.
So, tough experience really build tough person. And believe me, in real world, life is really tough. And
Right.
it's beauty to be tough.
Yeah, exactly.
Really.
Exactly.
If it is
yes.
soft, it will be
That's
boring.
right.
Right.
This is how I see it.
That's true.
So, if something happened to you and you learned the tough way, believe me, you'll be a tough person.
Yeah.
And tough person, not a negative word, because this will affect you when you deal with your kids. What will you do when your kids come to you? Pa, we have a problem at school, we have a problem at work. What can you do?
Leave me out of it.
So, all of this and more into strategic planning, and this will be discussed more in the further episodes. Today it was just an introduction and discussion about the subject.
Right.
So for our audience, it will be great and it will be your choice to follow us on the next episodes, because we'll be discussing not just how to plan your life, how to manage your life, or it will be, if you have a business, how to manage it, how to plan for it. We'll talk about more technicalities into the world of business. We'll talk about some finance, because it's really important. It's your source of living. How to manage it on the personal level and how to manage it more into the business world. If you are an entrepreneur or businessman, we'll have more technicalities, more episodes to come, and it will be, again, your choice to be in life choices or not. So before we end our episode, we'd like to have your more opinion and expectations about After we close this episode and leave,
Right.
what are you going to see something new in your life and what you're going to do? So we'll have it a minute for everyone, less
Okay.
than a minute.
Okay. For me, I was really touched by the report. Never give up. I mean,
Never give up.
you have to prepare what you expect,
Yeah.
and you have to deal with your expectations and the results at the end of it. Be mentally prepared for it, and identify your faults.
Sure.
I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And that's it for me.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
So,
Well, I don't have a backup plan. That's
Mhm.
one thing I learned from him.
yeah.
I'm gonna figure out a backup plan for my future because seriously, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I fail in this plan.
Yeah, yeah. We'll be discussing this in the further episodes, inshallah. So,
Well, actually, I have a couple of points. The first one, I just need to get back to the report.
sure.
I just read something, do something ordinary and be extraordinary at the same time.
Sure.
So yeah, thinking, to be off the beaten track.
Mhm.
It's something I learned today. And
Sure.
another thing, not everything before 30.
So the age and the time frame will be discussed more in the next episode. So my dear brothers and sisters everywhere in the world, so thank you for following us on Life Choices, and for the next week, inshallah, hope to see you again next week for Life Choice. Thank you so much.
My heart and soul. For some I made a plan and did the best I can. If God wills, things can happen. After all, I'm just a man. Choices, chances, dreams and goals. Many mixed emotions in my heart and soul. For some I made a plan and did the best I can. If God wills, things can happen. After all, I'm just a man.